Okay, so Secret Invasion came out last week. We're gonna talk about the first episode, but there was some people upset about the opening credits. Steve, you and I talked about this the week before about the writer's strike and AI being used, and their fight against it with them involved in it. I don't know. But Marvel's Secret Invasion is already causing a commotion on social media, though not for reasons that the studio may have hoped. The series, which debuted on Wednesday with just one episode, has touched a sore spot after director Ali Salem confirmed to Polygon that the opening credits were generated by artificial intelligence. Designed by Method Studios, Salem said that he thought the idea of using AI for the opening credits fits into the themes of the show. When we reached out to the AI vendors, that was part of it. It just came right out of this shape-shifting scroll world identity. You know who did this? Who is this? He said, and adding that he doesn't really understand how the artificial intelligence works, though it piqued his interest. Of the process, he explained, we would talk to them about ideas and themes and words, and then the computer would go off and do something. I don't know what. And then we could change it a little bit by using words, and it would change. The revelation is prompting some backlash from audiences on social media, given that using AI presumably eliminated the need for graphic designers and animators to craft the opening credits. The argument is especially timed since the WGA is currently on strike after failed negotiations with the Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which included language about protecting writers against the use of AI in the writing process. Over the past 8 weeks, the use of AI to replace laborers has come to the forefront of many discussions about the strike. Some social media users have specifically mentioned the writers' struggle, while others have simply decided not to continue watching the series. Oh my goodness, they're not going to watch. I actually really liked the intro. Did you?
I also like the intro.
Uh-oh, we're anti-worker now.
I wouldn't say that, but I would follow up with, obviously Steve did say a bunch of stuff last week, about it, and I know I obviously said some stuff as well, and I remember mentioning close to something like utilizing it as a tool rather than replacing whatever.
Right.
The person that made those remarks about using AI said that I think they came out and said something a little bit more detailed to the fact of how they used it and why they used it, I guess. So they did utilize it as a tool, but again, like, if it gets down to brass tacks, the AI is learning from artists that have actually made pieces of art
before it,
and now this is obviously generating pieces of art from learning all of those arts. So it's like it's on a, essentially making its own. It's generating something that's been scanned over 1,000 times. So in a way, it is a tool rather than its own art piece, and like they're trying to like pawn it off as that, and I would say that it's just really bad timing.
They're covering their butts. I'm like, oh, we didn't replace anyone. We just had them type
we
it
didn't
in.
hire them in the first place.
We were using people to type in the numbers. Those artists typed in the words. So, and then maybe touched it up. I mean, robots have been replacing people since the 30. Well, when did Henry Ford introduce robots into his manufacturing plant?
Right.
So it's gonna get
the biggest. That was probably the biggest shift.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Oh yeah, I think this is the first major replacement of artists that we've seen, other than journalists with newspaper.
Yeah, that's been going on for years. AI generated journalism, where you don't like some of the articles you read.
Terms of the internet, but
some of the articles you read are not written by, like, the clickbaity articles, AI generated. They're not with the guy editing it. It's not. Yeah, that's been going on for years, which I was surprised when I read that. Mm-hmm. I also feel like robotics and AI hasn't really touched the digital industry yet, and it's mostly been in the manufacturing space or making things that robots have been replaced. So now it's getting to the point where it's touching a whole other industry of creative a creative industry, which has never really done before. Because those AI journalism articles are just reporting something very quickly. You type in the details, who, what, where, when, and why, or whatever, and then it spits it out. But they still need those details. It's not making it up or manufacturing it. Okay, so we both watched episode 1 of Secret Invasion.
Yes.
Put the spoiler tags up. Your thoughts?
I liked it a lot. I just felt as I was watching it, like when I finished watching it, I was trying to like articulate exactly what, like, something just, again, it's one of these things where it feels like it's good, but it felt something felt a little off, and I don't know if it, like, the series as a whole so far, the episode felt like kind of boxy, you know what I mean? Like a lot of room to move around, but not like there was a lot going on. But I felt it was kind of like
it moved quick,
and I wouldn't say not with like a lot of information. I don't know, man. It felt a little, just a tiny bit hollow. I feel like Samuel L. Jackson has to almost kind of get back in his like
hollow.
A little bit.
There was huge stakes put into this episode.
Yeah, but I agree that like the ending was decent. Like I think it pulled off and like made, like it gave Fury purpose and like really drove home I guess his personal drive.
So halfway, I really enjoyed it. So did Kate. Halfway through the episode, we both said to each other, like, "Oh, we're so glad Colby Smulders is getting a bigger role this time. She's been underutilized through the entire thing." We're like, "Oh, we're finally get to see her do some actual acting and some good writing, and we're happy to see her character on screen more because she's a delight." And no.
No.
So that was like, I didn't see that coming at all. It was a shock, which is good, I guess, if it works out creatively that was necessary. As you said, like, it gives Fury the drive to continue.
What about if episode 2 like starts with him like leaving the scene? She turns into a scroll after.
Then I think that would be a wasted.
I'd agree. We don't want to Chewbacca just yet.
I'm gonna watch the episode after dinner today before I go to the NHL draft. But yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case. And if she's dead, she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she looked dead. Although, stomach wounds are funny like that. They can kind of bring them back.
Yeah.
And with Skrull technology, maybe they're better at fixing humans than Skrulls if they get shot. I don't know. But I don't know. I enjoyed the episode. I'm happy to continue watching.
Yeah. One thing that kind of thought was a little off was the number count.
6.
So it made sense. They said there was 500 operatives in the field.
Oh, I thought you meant the episode count of like how many episodes it is.
No. So I'm wondering, like, I thought there were supposed to be like.
I thought it was only like 200 or something. Well, I guess we don't know what's happened since the snap, and I mean that population from Captain Marvel is going to grow because they had nowhere to go, right?
Right.
So that doesn't bother me that much. That there's, I mean, 500 in. Well, I guess how many would be left after the snap versus, and then they all came back, and then how many people? I actually don't know how many people are on planet Earth given they. So at the time there was 8 billion people, then they snapped, so it was 4 billion, then they snapped them back, so it was 8 billion plus all the people who had been born since the snap happened, which could have added another 2 or 3 billion to the planet population.
Yeah.
So
Man, I hope they do something crazy with like the people that were pregnant during the snap, and now it's fucking they're 12 years old and they're mutants or some shit.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so moving on with Secret Invasion, another story
Yes.
came out about while Sam Jackson was doing press for Secret Invasion. Talking about his return as Nick Fury in Secret Invasion, Samuel L. Jackson reveals his copy of the Avengers script was stolen, prompting an investigation which led to, well, I can find out more here. These days, Marvel Studios does a pretty good job of keeping its biggest secrets under wraps. We still get the odd leak. They definitely need to do something about those test screening reports. There was a test screening report about Captain Marvel actually last week. But for the most part, the MCU is a pretty tight ship. During the interview with Entertainment Weekly, Samuel L. Jackson, who's been part of the franchise since 2008, discusses the level of secrecy surrounding his Marvel work. That includes security shooting down a drone, which attempted to capture set footage from the studio's movie and TV shows. He says they shot one down. They followed one back to where the dude was. They found him, and yeah, they got him. I don't really know what law he's violating. He's just like, it's not illegal to fly a drone.
Yeah.
He's not flying it over like, the White House. You're allowed to film in public. Like what law would he be violating? I'm not sure. There are worse examples than that, though. Jackson continued. I remember when we got ready to Avengers, someone printed out my copy of the Avengers script that had my watermark on it and put it online for sale. I was shooting in Canada and Marvel came to Canada. It had been printed in the production office. They found out who it was. Dude quit, left the country. They set up a fake buy for the script. The guy didn't show up. It was crazy. So I guess I never got the script back, and he didn't leak it. Had the script leak, it would have been huge. At the time, The Avengers was Marvel Studios' first billion-dollar blockbuster, and the plot being revealed in advance would have spoiled everything from the Hulk's battle with Loki to Agent Coulson's death, and even the Thanos mid-credits appearance. We're certainly intrigued to learn what became of the thief who Jackson says left the country, and can't help but wonder those infamous Marvel snipers are more than just an easy way for actors to dodge spoiler questions.
Jesus.
Yeah. Wait, is this guy suggesting that they took out the guy who stole the script?
They murdered him.
Yeah, so that's the Avengers script story.
Hilarious. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.